two parts, right? So there's the connecting with the audience, and then there's connecting with the platform that you can generate PR on. So you've shared little tidbits on both them. So for someone, if they go, great, now I've got an idea. How do they assess? Like, I'm gonna put a foot in the door. Something like that. I want to do something like, I've got a cool idea like that.
I want to get noticed.
How do they assess the platform to go after? And then how do they find out? Because as you say, like, let's just say, if I didn't know that you said there's certain bosses at the radio that I could speak to, I may not know to go and think about hitting those people up. Like, do I just go, dear boss, 90.9, send my shoot? You know what I mean? Like, how do I then go and find those people?
Well, I think too, like, again, we have so much at our fingertips now. Like, when I started in radio, Facebook and all that was just coming out, you can literally go on Twitter, and majority of people sit on Twitter now or social media. Like, just here locally in Perth, all of the people who work in the paper in Perth all have profiles on Instagram. So open the paper and literally find out who has written a story recently, like in the business section, about a mum who's just had an amazing breakthrough with her product. Go, oh, fuck, that's a person I need to go stalk, find them on Instagram, and then, contact them, or start building a relationship. Just start liking their stuff. Start, like, showing up in their DMs, liking their stories. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's why I believe, like, showing up is so important, and showing your face, because that's how we build connection. But, like, I think back in the day, right, like, no, you didn't know who anyone was on the radio, you didn't know who anyone was in the paper, but now people have online profiles, and it's so easy as buying the paper or buying the magazine that you like, or jumping online if it's I was going to say Girlfriend magazine. I don't know why that came to my head, but like,
does that still exist?
No, I don't think so. But like what's a big one these days? See, I guess what I teach now, which I believe is that you can confidently put yourself out there, and you don't need to rely on media anymore, because a lot of the time, if you did get press, great, not saying it's a bad thing, or you did get on a TV show or whatever, a lot of the time you're speaking to a cold audience. So I teach you what you can do with that. Like, so if you do have that moment, how can you make that a massive moment? So it's not just this one moment in the paper or on a TV show. How can you keep repurposing that, making noise on your platforms, in your business, like really taking it to the next level? But to me, this is more important right now, me and you having a chat like this, for me, my business, my profile, than me getting, like, the Australian or whatever, like, the West Australian or whatever, to cover a story on me now. Because to be honest, probably my audience aren't really reading the paper. So not saying that it's a bad thing. People think like, oh, they're in the paper, like they're famous, or they got on the radio, like they're famous. I believe that, this conversation here is so much more important. So people should be pitching themselves for podcasts. They should be thinking about how they can collaborate with other women on, not about competition, like literally, where are all your competitors, where are all your ideal clients? They're probably with your competitors. So how can you collaborate with them? Can you do a live? Can you guys come together? I got told this the other day, like all of these, what am I trying to say here? All these, because I'm trying not to sneeze at the same time. When you go to a car yard, you walk down the car yard, they're all lined up next to each other because they know where their ideal clients are. They're going to be going to the next car yard, so it's the same thing. Like, I believe so much in collaboration. So show up on, how can you do a collaboration on a live on Instagram? How can you do a workshop with someone else? Like, how can you start to think outside the traditional norms? Because people think, oh, I've got my name in the paper, I've got on the radio, oh my God, I'm famous, it's such a big deal. I think that, PR is so much more than that.